Right now, an investigation is underway after a woman says someone sexually assaulted her while she was walking on a bike trail in Dane County. What police and people in the area are saying.
Also, former state treasurer Sarah Godlewski talks to News 3 about stepping into her new role after being appointed Wisconsin's next Secretary of State.
And later, a school in Milton is welcoming a staff member, and, well, she may already be the most popular, but how her job is expected to make a huge difference for students. That's all coming up tonight at 5:30. Oh, good evening. It might be spring, keyword might, but is going to look a lot like winter later tonight, heading into tomorrow. An alert day is in effect, and plow crews are warning drivers about slippery conditions.
Yep, already a couple of municipalities in our area have declared snow emergencies ahead of the storm in order to help crews with snow removal. So let's get right to the forecast and the latest from Julian Seawright. Julian?
Our alert day is in the first forecast, and once again, even though today has been very deceiving, we're going to be seeing once again another bound of snow starting into late tonight, going into tomorrow morning. So let's talk about it. Here's a breakdown of our alert day. It's going to start around midnight, a little bit afterwards, but we're going to see snowfall that could be around 1 to 6 inches of snow throughout much of southern Wisconsin. But the heaviest amounts of this snow is mainly going to be southeast of Dane County. Areas that are going to be closer towards the southeast of the Wisconsin River is, again, where we're going to be watching for the most of that snow to really be sticking around for. So the snowfall potential just south of Madison. Madison's in that 36 range, and areas just to the northwest are onto that sharp cutoff of maybe an inch or two, or could see just about 3 inches. But the biggest amounts of snowfall will once again be into the southeastern corridor, just outside of Rock County towards Milwaukee. And that's where we have a winter storm warning in effect as well. All of this is around the same time, though. So our winter weather advisory, which is the purple on your screen, from Dane County and areas to the northeast and to the southwest, that's from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the winter storm warning is for the same into the southeastern corridor. Now, again, the timing of it's going to be after midnight, and we're going to start to see it really pick up once we get into the later parts of our morning, especially getting closer to the afternoon hours. We'll talk more about the timing and what you'll need to know in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
There was a lady sobbing in my living room. She had just apparently burst in the door.
A local woman is recovering tonight after being tackled and sexually assaulted while on a walk. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is asking for help finding the stranger who attacked her.
It happened yesterday just after 5 p.m. on Oregon Rotary Bike Trail just off County Highway D. Now, she told police she had to fight off her attacker and then run to find help nearby. The suspect is described as a white man, about 5'10", with a slender build. He has short dark hair and a short scruffy beard. Now, at the time, he was wearing a neon yellow hoodie. Tahalil Mohideen has the story.
The dog started barking like crazy.
In a wave of confusion,
crying from downstairs,
fear,
oh my God,
and shock.
It was pretty disturbing.
Bursting into the Phillips' family home Thursday night,
she was running for her life.
A young woman in need of help.
I see this woman I hadn't seen before, and she's crying, and she says, like, he attacked me, and then it kind of clicked for me.
Police say the woman had been walking on the Oregon Rotary Bike Trail in the town just off of Highway D when she was tackled and sexually assaulted by a stranger.
We did send a pretty large response out last night. We had our crime scene unit out there as well as our drone team and detectives in the area.
A day later, many of the area's residents are expressing their anger.
Nobody should have to have somebody walking with them or whatever. They should be able to walk alone, run alone, or do what they want to do.
My wife and daughters all live here, and this is basically our backyard.
That's really what I can't get over, the fact that it was the middle of the day, you know.
So brazen.
Yeah.
Police say after the woman was able to get away from her attacker, the man fled to a nearby parking lot where they believe he left in a car. The Phillipses are glad to have been home to help, but also wishing they could have done more.
Just like such a stressful situation. I wish there was like the right thing to say when in a moment like that to make her feel better.
Hopefully they catch him.
Police say they've been able to recover some evidence from the scene that is still being processed. Again, they are asking for help finding the suspect or information on the car he may have been driving.
Tahlil, thank you. This is not the only sexual assault investigation going on in Dane County. 3 other assaults in the same neighborhood are still yet to be resolved. These incidents all happened in the Greenbush neighborhood back in January. The first 2 happened within minutes from each other. And then a week later, a 3rd assault was reported. In all 3 cases, the victims described the suspect as a Hispanic male in his early 20s wearing dark clothing.
The Dodge County Sheriff's Office has identified a 64-year-old man who died in a crash early on Sunday. William Barrett was pronounced dead at a local hospital following the crash. It happened on U.S. Highway 151 off-ramp to County Highway B in Beaver Dam. Officials say Barrett's vehicle traveled through an intersection, hitting a sign in the median before entering a ditch and hitting a fence and a tree. The crash remains under investigation. 6 people are now facing charges for allegedly shipping more than 5 kilograms of fentanyl from Arizona to the Madison area. The 6 were arrested on Monday and face drug trafficking charges, accused of using the U.S. Postal Service to transport drugs. 6 firearms, including one modified to be fully automatic, were also seized during the arrest. Officials have also issued warrants for 2 other people in connection with this case.
Well, she is no stranger to the role. When Sarah Godlewski was appointed Wisconsin's next Secretary of State, she had to move just a few doors down from her former office as state treasurer.
But where does she plan to take the office for the rest of her nearly 4-year term? Political reporter Will Keneally sat down with her and has the story. Will?
So the Secretary of State has a very limited role from the stuffy basement office that houses it. The most interaction that you'll have with that office is if you look closely at the bottom of a governor's executive order. You'll see the Secretary of State stamping the state seal on that document. A shrinking office and lack of resources is what led former Secretary of State Doug LaFollette to step down. But Godlewski says that she's ready to take on the role over some Republican objections.
One of the things I've learned as serving as state treasurer is always about the person and doing with the role what you can. And so to me, I'm looking forward to rolling up my sleeves and, again, traveling the state, meeting with folks to really figure out how we can best serve people.
So earlier this week, Republicans passed a resolution to hold a special election to fill her seat instead of having the governor appoint her. But Godlewski isn't shaken by that, saying that it's just the governor's prerogative to fill those vacancies when they come up. You can hear our full conversation with her this Sunday on For the Record, airing right after Face the Nation.
Looking forward to that, Will. Thank you. Coming up, a Wisconsin man cashes in after winning the lottery.
Plus, before speaking at an event in Madison this weekend, we hear from Dr. Jane Goodall about inspiring the next generation.
For 75 years, DePaco has been more than local. It's a member-owned, not-for-profit cooperative that has grown into a vital community resource, a place where members can build a life worth loving. When you join DePaco, you own it. Your money stays here, enriching the lives of your friends and neighbors. DePaco strives to carry out the mission envisioned by the 10 meatpacking employees who founded it, to create a brighter community for all. To learn more about DePaco and how to become a member, go to depaco.com/join.
After I was robbed and my girlfriend was beat up, Janet Prolisay was the prosecutor that went after those criminals. Those fools were on a violent crime spree. Janet prosecuted them case after case and brought those criminals to justice. I saw her work up close. She's compassionate, she's fair, and she believes in public safety. On the Supreme Court, I know she'll fight for you because she fought for me. Janet cares about us.
It's Stop the Madness Month. If your energy bills are too high, stop the madness. If your comfort is out of balance and you go straight from heat to AC, stop the madness. If you've had it with outside noise, stop the madness. Get insulated now and save up to $2,000 with the energy tax credit plus our madness discount. But the clock runs out at the end of the month, so call today.
USA Insulation.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
Dr. Jane Goodall, the world's foremost expert on chimpanzee behavior, is visiting Madison this weekend for an event at the Memorial Union on the UW campus. An evening with Dr. Jane Goodall will include a 90-minute speech followed by a question and answer session. Excuse me. Goodall is a world-renowned ethologist and activist, inspiring greater understanding and action on behalf of the natural world. Her lecture is called Inspiring Hope Through Action, and that is exactly what she hopes to do here. And that's what she's recommended, how young people can tackle the challenges of climate change activism.
I think my main advice is not to be aggressive. When you're trying to change people's minds, you have to reach their hearts. I think people, if it's really going to make a difference, they need to change from within. And I have found the best way to plant seeds of change within people is to tell stories.
The tickets for Sunday's event were claimed within 90 minutes, but for those of you who want to watch the speech, there is a live stream available. We'll have that link up on our website, channel3000.com.
A Reedsburg man is $1.5 million richer after claiming a megabucks jackpot this week. Paul Kennedy picked the winning numbers for the March 18th lottery. He bought his ticket at the Prairie Cenex in Prairie du Sac. Lottery officials say Kennedy is the second jackpot winner this year. The first winner took home a more than $15.1 million jackpot in January. You may recall, after buying a ticket in Luck, Wisconsin.
How about that?
I know. How could we ever forget that? Well, when we come back, the latest on our NCAA bracket challenge as the Sweet 16 wraps up tonight.
Can't wait to see how you're doing. Well, plus we meet the newest member of Northside Intermediate School staff and her impact on the students there. Plus, an alert day is in the forecast for later tonight. Julian's back with a complete look at it right after the break.
Get the absolute best pricing now during Furniture and Appliance Mart's 54th anniversary sale. 4-piece packages start at $63 a month after rebates, plus your choice of 6 months interest-free financing or low monthly payment options at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
Get the absolute best pricing now during Ashley's anniversary event. We've marked down everything to match online prices, all backed by our 30-day price guarantee. Get your choice of 6 months interest-free financing or low monthly payment options and free local delivery, only at Ashley.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5:30.
In Milton, a new staff member is bringing a lot of smiles and couple of licks to students' faces.
Our Nicole Herzog takes us through a day behind the leash of Northside Intermediate School's newest team member and why she's making such a huge impact. Nicole?
Yeah, in just 4 days, the school's new therapy dog, Hazel, is making a difference for both students and staff members. They tell me having her around keeps everyone calm and ready to learn. Meet Northside Intermediate School's newest staff member.
Well, Miss Hazel has been a little bit of a celebrity here at Northside.
People have been Hazel, 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 and so everybody wants to learn about her and pet her.
But Hazel isn't just your typical school employee. She's a therapy dog trained to bring comfort to students.
Just in the short time already, we've seen her interact with kids in a real positive way, help kids feel at ease in the main office if they're getting care by the nurse or if they're visiting with one of the principals or the counselor.
Before becoming a therapy dog, she was trained as a guide dog by Occupaz, an organization that trains and donates service dogs to people in need. 4 days ago, she was officially donated to Northside and adopted by the school's secretary. For the school's students, having Hazel around means more than just making a new four-legged friend.
Sometimes school can be really stressful, and I think Hazel just kind of helps everybody calm down when you need it.
And at the end of a long day, getting to spend time with Hazel is a bright spot.
She's just always there. She's in the office. When you go there, she's always going to be there and just be happy.
It may be unconventional to some, but all paws are on deck at Northside.
Not all schools have a therapy dog, and I think that they all should because it's really helpful.
The school's principal tells me the transition of bringing Hazel to school was pretty seamless, and they hope to keep her there for years to come.
Oh, there's some lucky kids. Thank you, Nicole. If you looked up at the sky last night, you may have been in for a surprise. The Northern Lights made an unexpected appearance over much of Wisconsin, brightening the night with beautiful shades of green and purple. The light show was particularly impressive due to a severe geomagnetic storm impacting the planet. The storm at one point registered as a G4 on NOAA's planetary K index. That measures the magnitude of geomagnetic storms. We've had some beautiful pictures. Thanks to everybody who sent them in because I slept through it. How about you, Brady?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the photos on my feed.
And we could be waking up to another storm this weekend, a white one. Some snow is on the way. Hi, Julian.
That's right. We are ending the work week with sunshine, but waking up on our weekend with some snow. This is what we're seeing for our first warn alert day, which has prompted us another late March snow system, which is going to be bringing us 1 to 6 inches of snow throughout much of southern Wisconsin, with the heaviest amounts being southeast of Dane County. Now, the timing of it is going to be after midnight throughout our Saturday morning. We're going to see some lingering snow into our Saturday afternoon, but folks, we're going to go ahead and break down everything you need to know with it. So here's a look at what we're seeing for the accumulating snow. If you are going to be north and west of US 151, mainly going to be light snow, some flurries throughout much of your Saturday morning. Any accumulations is mainly going to be on the grassy surfaces. Otherwise, your roads may be a little wet, but will definitely dry by the time we get into our afternoon. But if you're onto the south and eastern side of US 151, this is what we're seeing: the heaviest snowfall between 7 and 11 a.m. Possible for some tree line damage because of the heavy wet snow, but we're mainly going to be concerned with the roadways throughout the morning hours. Slushy roads and some brief periods of snow-covered roads are going to be expected, but again, once we get into the afternoon and snow starts to move its way out, we're going to be looking for the roads to really improve in terms of conditions by the time we get into the afternoon hours. So this is what we're seeing as of right now. Quiet Friday evening is on tap. Once we get past midnight, we're going to start to see some developments of some light snow moving its way into southern areas of Wisconsin. This will be just south of Madison, from Monroe, Janesville, over even towards Waukesha. We're looking at some lighter snow starting to develop. And once we get into around the 4 o'clock hour, still overnight, we're still asleep. So this is where we're going to look at this development of snow being much more widespread, even reaching areas near Juneau and Fond du Lac. But for Dane County, we're going to start to see much more of that heavier snow starting to pick its way up once we get into around the 7 o'clock hour. So once we do start to wake up, if we're not sleeping in for our Saturday morning. But take note, our friends to the west, just outside of Grant and Crawford County, that snow starts to move its way out. Once we get to the lunchtime hour, then it's starting to even leak its way mainly to the eastern side of southern Wisconsin. So even parts of Dane County is no longer really looking at snowfall around this time. And as we get closer to the early Saturday morning hours, temperatures are going to warm up. We're going to be into the upper 30s, even the 40s for our friends to the west. So any snow that is fallen is already going to be melting by the time we get to this period. And on top of it, plenty of sunshine is going to help with that as well. And as we continue throughout the rest of our Saturday afternoon, snow moves its way across Lake Michigan. Now we're just dealing with some drier and chillier conditions heading into our Saturday night. In terms of how much snow we are expecting is a very sharp cutoff, especially for our friends to the west. 1 to 3 inches into that light shaded blue, but around Dane County, the northwest, not looking for too much in terms of snow, but around Madison and to the southeast, 3 to 6 inches, and the further southeast you are, to be from Green and Rock County and areas near Milwaukee, around 6 inches or potentially even more thanks to that lake effect. Now, outside of that, we are looking for 3 things to know. Just note, snow is going to develop after midnight. We are expecting 1 to 6 inches throughout much of southern Wisconsin, with the heaviest being into the southeastern corridor. Outside of that, though, folks, temperatures are going to stay chilly, holding into the 40s for the next few days, and we do have another unsettled pattern heading into next week. We're going to be seeing temperatures rise into the 50s by the time we get into Friday, which could bring in some thunderstorm potential for us, but we still have some wet weather starting into midweek.
Thanks, Julian. It was an exciting night of basketball yesterday as the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament began. So right now, we're in the second half of the games to see who will play in the Elite Eight over the weekend.
The games were so great last night, and even though only 4 were played, one of the outcomes had a big impact on our News 3 Now bracket challenge with Gonzaga's win over UCLA last night. Unfortunately, Eric and Charlotte are now in last place. And to add insult to injury, both of the teams they picked for the championship game have been eliminated. Well, that's good for Mark Kane and I.
Oh, look at that.
This is shocking because the dogs picked the team, so we can't take any credit for it. We're tied for first with the morning show, Chris and Josh. Sports director Zach Hanley is in third. Hope you're doing better than we are.
Well, I picked all of the winning actors and the best picture. No, not that. You're talking about the sports. I meant the Oscars.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's all coming together at the right time. Madison basketball and sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Make a difference in the world.
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Learn about mentorship opportunities at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
Get 11% off your next bathroom project at Menards. A brand new Magic Woods vanity is the perfect addition to your bathroom. Magic Woods offers innovative trend-setting styles that will surely bring your vision to life. Get this Brighton bathroom vanity for $229.97 after rebate. Complement your new look with Lions. Menards carries a great selection of Lions tubs and showers that will match your style and your budget. Right now, all Lions bathing solutions are 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night. Your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 78 years. And during our 78th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $78. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Make a difference in the world.
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Learn about mentorship opportunities at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
The candidates for Madison mayor face off. News 3 Now, channel3000.com, and the Cap Times present a debate between Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and challenger Gloria Reyes.
Watch live streaming Monday at 7 p.m. Replayed Tuesday at 4 on News 3 Now.
Badger men's basketball is hitting their stride at the perfect time. They've got 3 straight wins heading into their NIT semifinal matchup with North Texas. Now, the last time this team won 3 consecutive, it was back in December when they were riding a 6-game win streak. So why is everything clicking now? Well, the team says it's all about playing freely and not having any pressure on themselves. They just go out there and hoop.
Just a whole different environment. I feel like you go into postseason, you're not promised another game, so it's kind of all out there. There's nothing really to lose, so you go out there, kind of play freely, knowing if you mess up, it's really not the end of the world. So we're going out there just kind of having fun.
We just go out there and compete, and we don't want it to be our last time on the court with each other, so we fight the whole 40 minutes to be able to make sure we win.
The Badgers meet the Mean Green Tuesday night at 6. The winner of that matchup will face either Utah Valley or UAB for the NIT title. Big Ten play begins now for Wisconsin softball. The Badgers head to East Lansing this weekend and start off with a doubleheader. Game 1, the Spartans score first, then it's Skylar Sardashni's game. In the 3rd inning, she successfully steals home to tie this game up. And then in the 5th inning, she crushes a 2-run homer to give the Badgers the lead. UW wins the first game 5-3. We're going to have more from Game 2 of the DH tonight. Wisconsin's Pro Day brought up a lot of emotions as well as a lot of lessons. For John Torchio, one of the biggest takeaways since leaving UW's program is how well prepared he is for the next step of his football career. And that's because of Jim Leonard. In the 6 seasons Leonard led the defense, UW ranked top 15 5 times. 14 of his players went on to get drafted. That includes 2 Super Bowl champs and 1 Defensive Player of the Year. So needless to say, Torchio is grateful for Leonard's elite level of coaching.
Funny, Ryan Nelson, who was a GA or quality guy for us, I was talking about just some scheme. He's like, you don't realize like how advanced you guys are because of Coach Leonard. And I just assumed like it was easy. I was like, oh, Coach Leonard's such a good coach. Like this is easy. But he's like, no, like most people don't understand defense like that. So that's definitely a positive. And I'm excited to get in front of teams and get on the whiteboard because I think my skills and knowledge of a playbook like that will go a long way for me.
Well, look at that.
Well, look at that. There you have it.
Okay, it's going to be a good snowy weekend to sit home and watch basketball. Right?
At least for Saturday, definitely. We're going to be seeing that alert day in the forecast throughout much of our Saturday, but the good news is our afternoon and evening hours are going to be fine. Then it's going to be relatively quiet for the rest of the weekend. Chilly as temperatures will hold into the 40s for the next few days, but then we're watching for another unsettled pattern for next week, guys.
All right, Julian, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the basketball, and we'll see you back here whenever it ends tonight. Brady will have the news.
I'll be here.
Have a good weekend.